Hey tubers, Redneck Brian here. It turns over, but it will not start. I don't have enough battery power right now to crank this thing over with the spark plug in it. It's a really, really high compression. Also, since the rear end's stuck in gear, I gotta keep my foot on that pedal. And I have the spark plug out of it so I can crank it over for you. Got that battery there in it, but I practically killed it trying to turn this thing over. Excuse me. So I pulled out the old Interstate. It's a 75. It had a hard time cranking it over, so it will turn over, which is a good sign. So I'm going to demonstrate it. I'm going to put my foot on the brake pedal. So actually, and I'll show you one thing once I get this done. It's interesting. There is compression. Piston is moving. I think it quite possibly was stuck. So actually I put some oil down the cylinder, some two-stroke oil. That's what I normally use. I put some of that down the cylinder. And it's turning over reasonably well. As you can hear, slow, but reasonably well. So I'm most likely going to charge up that battery tonight with my slow charge. Charge up my jumper pack. And hopefully this will start. And I had my stepdad come out here and read the label. It's a Mastercraft, sold by Canadian Tire, which is unusual. Mastercraft is normally sold by Sears, so it kind of shows this thing's age. And I discovered it's actually a dual belt coming off the engine. The dual belt off the engine goes down to there. And I guess there's a jack shaft or something down there, and it converts the power to the rear end. So I haven't really looked at the rear end. As far as I know, the rear end's a horizontal going into it, but actually with the horizontal engine going down to there, it doesn't really bother me. So I can put a horizontal, different horizontal in this without too many issues. So also, there is most likely a solenoid shot in it, but this mower, it's in decent shape. It's just sat for very long. The motor's pretty stuck. The motor's pretty slow, but I have to free up the motor a bit and do some work on it, and I most likely will get it running. So with the transmission, as you can see, the gear shift just goes whoop whoop. The gear shift is a little stuck, so excuse me. I want to see if the gear shift from the other one will fit on, or I'll just take that one off and see what's wrong with it. Hopefully it's nothing major. But again, same thing with this. If the rear end's kapooped, I can just put a go-kart rear end in it. I don't want to because I like this tractor. It's kind of cool. Also, if it has a swivel seat, I don't know if I showed that earlier. Don't think it's supposed to swivel, but it swivels. So let's just quickly take a look at the rear end. As you can see, I got it up on my jack stands. Yep, it does have a dual belt going to the side of it. So that's actually what the system is. It's a dual belt. I don't know why it has a dual belt, but if anyone can tell me, it'd be appreciated. But that's probably going to be changed, swapped over to a single belt. It looks like it goes up to the middle there, and then it has a jack shaft in there, and it goes up front. So most likely that's going to be changed. Rear end's in decent condition, a little bit of rust, but not too bad. Let's see if these wheels are turning at all. Nope, wheels are still stuck. Most likely this thing was sitting in a snowbank, so. Yeah, wheels are pretty stuck. Hopefully this tranny will free up. This one turned a little bit earlier, but won't turn now. So at least the motor will turn over. Kind of unsure about the rear end. Hopefully it will be okay. It's stuck in gear, so hopefully I can just pop that piece off. There's 3 bolts in it. Pop that piece off and shift it to neutral. Just stick a screwdriver in there and pop it to neutral. I'm hoping. So pretty much it. As you can see, there's still ice on the muffler. It's still sitting the way it was sitting at the place, so that's pretty much all the snow on it still. Battery's out. That's the battery from it right there. Battery don't look too old. It's actually similar to the battery I got in the Honda. Same manufacturer. It doesn't look too old. So I'm wondering if someone just parked this thing and never drove it, but put a newer battery in it and intentions to start it, or if there was an issue with the rear end. I do not know. All I was told, it did run, or they were told it did run, or something on that line. No idea. Actually, what I did was I put some gas down the carb and attempted to fire it. So, but my batteries were all pretty much dead. So, it has a newer style fuel filter with a newer style clamp that's not rusted. So I have to wait and see. The fuel line not too bad, not too hard. So don't know. Hopefully the rear end's not shot. I'm kind of going on the assumption that it's not, but it does turn a little bit. So most likely because it's in gear, it's not turning at all, because I have to turn all the weight of the motor and everything, and it's hard on it. So let's just crank her over once more for shits and giggles. Seems like it's spinning a little bit quicker this time. Just for fun. See if we can check for spark. See if it's even getting spark. Doesn't look like there's spark. Hard to say though. Try right there. Possibly a little tiny bit. It's hard to say. This is the plug that was in it. So, alright, once more. Of course, it won't turn over now. No, she won't turn over now. Loose connection. I don't want to overdo it, so don't know about spark. Don't know what the ignition even is. Looks like it used to have a rope start or a belt start like the other engine I have. It's really hard to say though what this thing had originally. Even if this is the original motor, don't even know that. There is a plate on here, but just a cautionary plate. So yeah, if anyone can help me with knowing what this actually thing is, anything else about it, be greatly appreciated. So I'll talk to you all later. Keep it redneck, and please subscribe and comment. Bye for now.